Yeah, Bill Ruck served in the U.S. Army, but recently the roof on his home started to give way. That all changed today when workers from Owens Corning and Story Roofing replaced the roof on Bill's home. This will be the president's 18th visit to the state since he first launched his campaign, but it is his first stop here in more than a year. 9 and 10's Eric Lloyd is in Grand Rapids awaiting his arrival. He joins us live with a preview. How's everything going out there, Eric? We have a full hour packed full of stories to help you live that healthier, happier life you've been meaning to. So a lot in store on that note, but it's also a paella day. This is my first spot treatment, by the way, guys. You're witnessing it. We do have plenty that's not pineapple pizza related coming up for you the next hour.
Not great for Wellness Wednesday.
Not exactly. Well, coming up on the 4, there's been quite a bit of concern about the state of our beloved Great Lakes recently, but the Watershed Center has some information for you about the protection of the Grand Traverse Bay watershed in particular, plus how they are getting ready to celebrate 25 years of advocacy and hard work. That is right around 4:10. I went out there without a coat today. I mean, despite the wind. I mean, a little gusty out there, but you know, feeling a little adventurous.
I still wore my coat, but no coat.
We're going to toss things into the control room. Executive producer Jamie Thompson, hopefully with some suggestions for us.
I have some ideas, guys.
Fire spread to about 2 acres on the corner of 110th Avenue and 5 Mile Road in Everett. 1 in 4 adults live with a disability, and of course finding a job with a disability can sometimes be hard. Oh, welcome back to the 4. We are certainly here with a friend of the show you've been on a few times, talking about Big Brothers Big Sisters. Amazing
cool organization.
Yeah, Cecilia Chesney, thank you for joining us. But at Ferris State University, it's not all about those numbers. And Whitney and Traverse City police arrested someone they believe was involved in a stabbing over the weekend. Clear skies, of course, also mean dropping temperatures, and rest assured it will get downright chilly tonight. Welcome aboard, sir.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you bring for us? The Nurses Union with Munson Medical Center is in the middle of 2 days of meetings as they prepare to vote on a new contract offer. It would be the first ever contract for Munson nurses who unionized in August of 2017. Your own Kevin Essebeggers was nice enough to pass this pick along to us. Certainly hope you like that pineapple pizza, Joe. This is
hot button topic.
An oldie but a goodie. Yeah, we're going to start the debate.
I prefer pineapple on my pizza. I wouldn't say prefer, but I like it.
Yeah, me too. I'm okay with pineapple. Melanie, where do you stand? We've got a little baseball fever today, but later on the 4, we're throwing it back to the early years of the game with an awesome story about some rare cards from the 1800s. Well, if you are ready to freshen some things up, Michelle Dunaway met with Shane Inman to bring us this week's Flip Tips. Off the top at 7, that search for a man police believe is connected to a break-in in Missaukee County has just been called off for the night. Thank you for joining us. We just got off the phone with Michigan State Police just minutes ago and learned that search will pick back up again tomorrow morning. I want to pull up our live shot here that we have of President Trump speaking in Grand Rapids currently at Van Andel Arena. He just took the stage probably a couple minutes ago, yeah. So we would dip into this if we weren't running out of time, but trust us to bring you more on this when you join us tonight on 9 and 10 News at 10 and 11 o'clock as well. So, after a pharmacist denied filling a prescription for a woman who was having a miscarriage. It's a story we first told you about in October when the ACLU of Michigan took action. This is his first appearance since the Mueller report was released, and his first appearance in Michigan in general in about a year. So things ramping up into the 2020 election. We've seen some of the Democratic contenders come here. We're going to see what President Trump has to say tonight. Pretty awesome. Dibs on the Bugatti.
Making dreams come true.
You know, it's funny. We're learning a lot about from-scratch cooking here in an old schoolhouse. This place has been so many different things, by the way, since it was built in the 1920s. Its current owner is really hoping this one sticks. I'm Charlie Tinker here at Broomstack in Maple City. The owner is following a dream to produce some really amazing food and to build a sense of community to go along with that and give you a real amazing dining experience. We're going to take you inside the kitchen to see how they're doing it.
That's the real drive here. You know, I love good food, I love good drink, but for me, it's always been about the people.
From Sicilian pizza with soppressata and all the fixins, to Primo grass-fed beef and a line of built-up burgers.
Then 2 pieces of bacon, 2 onion rings, and then we have our house-made barbecue sauce right in the center.
Broomstack keeps it simple.
We want to kind of be the total package. Yeah. So I think streamlining the menu has allowed us to do that, and just really giving our guests the attention that they deserve.
To that end, everything comes from scratch, and in many cases, built with ingredients pulled from local operations.
All our French fries are hand-cut, all of our onion rings are hand-cut, hand-battered. We want to just kind of raise the quality of our food, and something we can be proud of.
That point of pride has an added significance for the building's new owner.
It's always been my dream to do a restaurant ever since I was a little kid. I had a friend whose dad was in the restaurant business, and it was always intriguing to me. Since we were chasing dreams, you know, why don't we try to make it happen? And so here we are.
Living the dream in this case required quite a lot of soap and water. And when it came to restoring the floors, Joey uncovered something of a time capsule.
Pencil tips started popping up. You know, your pencil tip breaks and you just kind of swipe it off to the side, and it's like, well, who's going to find that?
And there they were.
Yeah. 75 years later, Joey's going to find it.
The Cowboy Burger gets 2 onion rings on it. We dust it in flour, light flour. Then it goes into our buttermilk batter.
They love it. I mean, it's been really positive. We have 20 beers on tap, 2 domestics, constantly evolving. You know, like the schoolhouse, you're learning more about beer, you're learning more about the area.
In the end, an appreciation for where you live, what you're doing, and the desire to learn something new. Inside the kitchen, I'm Charlie Tinker.
I went into service in October of '44. I served the Army of Occupation after the war until October of '46 when I was discharged.
Not unlike his fellow fighting men and women, Marcus Heckler's tone is one of humble gravity. Now only a few years shy of 100, curiosity brought Mark into the Honor Flight fold and got him a seat on the plane for one final mission.
President and our board, I want to say we're airborne. So we're on our way to Washington, D.C.
All right, you ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3. Gotcha.
Now that we're here, it's more so.
Yeah.
Because in pictures, you really can't see that much, or even the description. I'm not a very emotional person, okay? I will get emotional at times, but it's not, I can't get emotional. It's just that it's fantastic.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When the war broke out, of course, I was too young to go. And as soon as I was eligible, I was hoping to be drafted, and I got drafted on my 18th birthday, and I was glad to go.
I was about 14 years old. It was a great honor when he went into service.
The baby of the family, Bobby, remembers vividly the March day in 1945 when Uncle Sam sent his eldest brother into the breach.
You get a letter, you know, it's still this war going on. You know what I mean? The war didn't end. And everybody was worried about the ways, you know, where he's in, what position, where he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all were worried.
Going on right now.
You know, you see, you hear so many people get killed and this and that. We got worried. We're a close family.
The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki spared Private Heckler a role in a likely invasion of mainland Japan.
You came out of this and the world order sort of changed drastically.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, everything changed. All ideas, all precepts were completely different after the war. I mean, the guys that were coming home from the war, their ideas were now, gee whiz, I want to get married, I want to get a job and raise a family.
This morning, some 70-odd years later, spry and articulate, it's not tough to imagine Mark in fatigues.
Charlie, this is what I mean. It's unbelievable. Yeah. You just can't envision, it just doesn't come to you. What's happening, the pictures, the people, the thank you, everything else. Even though, you know, and I say to myself, really, what did I really do to do? I mean, I didn't do that much, but okay, maybe I was part of the greater picture.
Guard of Honor, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The ceremony that you are about to witness is the changing of the guard.
But the shadow of war is long. Martin Luther King Jr. once called it a poor chisel for carving out peaceful tomorrows. Nowhere is that more poignant to Mark than here. A thank you might seem hollow when you consider the 400,000 families who buried their sons and daughters in this hallowed soil. As it turns out, a simple thank you can prove a thoughtful start.
A fantastic, marvelous, exhausting experience.
Would you do it again?
Not in one day.
For 9 and 10 News, I'm Charlie Tinker.